Hello and welcome to a special football-themed episode of Bright Ideas with me, Anita Rani, a podcast brought to you by EE, lead partner of the England teams. I'm diving deep with experts and celebrities to reveal the game-changing tips, life hacks, and go-to apps that help them become the best version of themselves. I'll be focusing on 4 key areas that together make a more fulfilled life. That's home, career, appetite to learn new things, and how they unwind, relax, and have fun. Each conversation is packed with tips, tricks, and advice we can all use to help improve our own lives. Today, we are joined by not 1, not 2, but 3 of the most exciting talents in English football. One's a goalkeeper who is unmatched under pressure and has stopped some of the world's greatest strikers. Our second is one of today's most electric wingers with the vision and skill to change any game in an instant. And the third is one of the country's greatest defenders, commanding the backline and consistently delivering for both club and country. How about that? It is the phenomenal Dean Henderson, Eberechi Eze and Marc Guéhi. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
How are you all?
I thought I was going to get like a round of applause.
You could get a round of applause. Should we have a round of applause? Come on. Do you always need a round of applause?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a good introduction.
Thank you very much. It was a good introduction. Well, I'm only stating facts. It's nice to have you all here on the Bright Ideas podcast. I'm going to start with a really simple opening question. On a scale, it's the same question I've asked everybody. On a scale of 1 to 5, how happy are you today? I'm going to start with you, Marc.
I'd say I'm a 4.
A 4?
4, yeah.
That's good. Are you usually a 4?
Maybe a bit less.
So
yeah.
what's
like,
happened?
Like a 3, usually. I'm like in the middle. Not too happy, not too sad, just even.
That's nice. And what about today? What's lifted you up to a 4?
Ebbs played really well last night, so I was really happy to see him, do his thing. So yeah, that made me happy.
That's nice.
That's kind.
That's kind. That's teamwork. So Ebbs, how about you on a scale of 1 to 5?
I'd say 4 as well. I think I'm consistently around the 4. Maybe after a bad game, probably not a 4.
No.
That's probably the only time I drop down. But yeah, consistent 4, I'd say.
What would it take to get you to a 5?
I don't know.
I mean, a 4 is good. A 4, happiness scale of 4 is pretty solid.
A 5. Maybe after a goal, I'm a 5 for like 30 seconds and then back down to 4.
And Dean, how about you? On a
I'm
scale
actually a 3, to be honest. I can't lie. I've had a bad sleep last night, so I'm really tired. That's why I'm a 3 today, but normally a 4.
Okay, so before we start the chat properly, I'm going to ask you all a quick fire question each. I don't want you to think too much about them. Just say what comes to you straight away. All right, so Marc, when are you at your happiest and you feel most alive?
With my family.
Tell us more.
Just love spending time with my sisters, with mum and dad. I feel like that's when I'm most myself. When you're at football a lot, you're in an environment where, there's constantly eyes on you, constantly being judged, so when you get to spend time alone at home with your family, it's just a really nice moment. You get to be, I guess, yourself a little bit more. Me being the oldest as well, it's always nice, seeing my younger sisters grow up and, become who they are as well. And
being the eldest, is that a lot of pressure? Do you feel like you have to be a bit of a role model?
Yes and no. I don't feel like I've, my family put a lot of pressure on me.
Yeah.
But, I want to be the best that I can for them, for sure.
What are your little sisters like with you?
Trouble sometimes. They all got their own different personalities. The eldest one's at uni. She's doing really well. The middle one is doing really well with her exams at the moment, A-levels, and the youngest one is, for me, I think, going to be the smartest of all of them. Even me has surpassed all of us because she's really intelligent. But yeah, they're all really sweet.
That says a lot about your parents, I think.
Yeah, they're chilling. They're
tell me.
They're great. They're amazing. But to be honest, I think they've done a really good job. It's just really nice, to be honest, to have that.
Yeah, of course it is. So Eberechi, same to you. What's been your single favourite moment on the pitch?
Probably the England goal. My first England goal. I feel like that was a special moment and milestone for me and my family, and to enjoy it with my family was special as well.
Can you give us a sense of what that feeling's like?
It's hard to describe. When I'm playing football, I'm happy. I was going to say that's probably my happiest place. After scoring, it's like a high level of joy. In that moment, you can't really put words to describe the feeling. Being with my family afterwards and hearing how they felt whilst I was scoring. My brother was like, he felt like he was scoring when I scored. So for me, that's what makes it special.
Yeah, that's powerful for him to say that. That's proper pride, isn't it? What about you, Dean? What does happiness mean to you?
I think spending time with my son, that gives me great pride and great happiness every day. Like seeing the smile on his face now and going home and him putting his arms up to me, it means the world to me.
How old?
He's coming on 2 now, so he's at a great age. If I could stop time now, it'd be now.
How is he kicking a football?
He is already, yeah. He's obsessed with it.
I bet he is. We've got different sections to get through in this podcast to find out a little bit about how you live your life. And we're going to start with game. And this is about how you keep fit, unwind and relax. So do you use any kind of like tools to help you, I don't know, sleep or meditate or with fitness? Are you into apps or do you have just personal trainers? Like how does it work? Let's start with you, Mark.
Yeah, I track my sleep with a sleep app. I think it's very important, especially for us footballers, to make sure that we're getting the best sleep possible. So for me, making sure that I'm tracking what I'm eating as well, and making sure I got the right calories in, making sure I'm on the right path.
And you're nodding away there, Ed.
Same, yeah. Sleep apps. Also to sort of understand why I sleep well and when I don't sleep well, what affected it and stuff like that. So that sort of helps me. But it is a bit of a journey. I've struggled with sleep. So some of these apps have actually helped me and helped improve my quality of sleep. So I'd say they're quite good.
How have you managed to improve your sleep? Because sleep is one of those, right? So whenever you ask people about sleep, there's always one annoying person in the room who says, I sleep really well every night. That's me.
Serious?
Yeah. Head hits the pillow.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to know, like, if you don't sleep well, and when I don't sleep, it really troubles me, like it does everyone. But if you consistently don't sleep, how can you learn to sleep, like, especially for you guys when you've got so much going on? And actually, you could probably give Dean some advice because he didn't sleep well last night.
I didn't not sleep well, but that was because the little one was ill, so that was the only excuse for me, really. But most of all, I normally try and aim for like 10 hours a night. I know it's a lot.
10?
10.
Yay.
Believe it or not.
Tell us why 10.
Why 10? I just think it's my optimal, and if I can hit them sort of numbers.
No, you're hitting 10 hours of sleep every night?
Not every night, obviously, but over the week I'd sort of averaged 9.5, I imagine.
Oh my days.
I got 11. I got 11.5 the previous night.
Andy's got a little one.
And you got a child?
Yeah, but
I've got no children. I'm not even hit.
Yeah.
Oh, how many hours are you doing?
Nah, that's criminal. I can't even tell you how many hours I'm getting.
Go on.
No, wait.
Come on, say
11.
Say the number.
Nah, being real. I'm getting like 7, 8. Like I'm aiming for 8. You're aiming for 10.
I'm not aiming for 10.
What are you aiming for?
8 hours, at least.
What are you getting? You're saying you go to bed straight away.
Yeah, but if I can get sort of 8, then I'm good. 10 is amazing.
Yeah,
10
it's not every night. I'd love to get 10 every night, but I'm saying like 9.5. I'll be getting. That's on average through the week.
Do you know what? Some people, I think it's more a case of what is good for you, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I know we throw a lot of numbers out. Like Dino's saying he's getting 10 hours of sleep. And if that's good for him, that's good. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean everyone else should be getting 10 hours of sleep.
And what do you do to relax and unwind? We know that can we talk about chess? Because you've just won a chess tournament.
Yes, I have.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And how long have you been playing chess?
I've been playing for about 2 years.
Only 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
And you've won a tournament. Is this something built into all of you because you are top sort of sportsmen, athletes at the top of your game? You've got it in your DNA where you become obsessed with things?
Maybe a little bit. I can't play games and not try to win against whoever I'm facing. And I think that's probably what helped me win the tournament because I was a bit too aggressive. And it's just chess. Yeah, I think that's in us. I don't know about you guys.
I think that's natural, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even when he'll take penalties every day against me, and we both have little competitions and stuff, and we both want to win against each other.
Ebbs will definitely do whatever it takes to win.
100%.
What do you mean by that?
In training, it doesn't matter. Whatever it takes to win, Ebbs is doing.
What's he like in training? Come on. You could talk about each of you.
For me, Ebbs is pretty relaxed, pretty chilled. But if you start saying stuff to him like your team's going to lose, you're not doing well enough, then there's a little switch that goes on in his head. He doesn't like that. He gets a bit more competitive, which makes it more fun.
I think that's a fair assessment. these guys are good as well because they're probably equally as competitive. And yeah, in training, it's probably when we make as much jokes as we can about each other to get each other riled up. So yeah,
I'll say Dean as well. We do a crossing and finishing game.
Yeah.
He hates losing that.
Yeah.
If even if it's one little mistake that usually maybe he shouldn't save, he's getting up mad. Maybe kicking a few balls around. But yeah, it's all it's all good to have that competitive spirit as well. Like I said, which makes training a lot more fun.
Yeah, fun, and also you need it. You need it. But you've got the competitive streak generally in everything you do. We know it's chess.
Yeah.
How about the two of you? What do you do to relax and unwind?
Sometimes I'd take myself away, go and play with my friends, gaming, and yeah, it's just nice to have them on the mic and spend time with them.
And switch off completely.
Yeah, fully stay in the moment.
Yeah, I'm learning how to DJ at the moment.
What kind of music?
Anything. Afrobeats, little R&B.
Very nice.
Guys, keep it
Vinyl?
secret.
Vinyl or
Nah,
no?
not vinyl. I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I still need technology. I'm mixing my own songs together, or just everything nice and chill and relax. Yeah.
Are we going to have a little sideline, Mark, where you're going to be producing some music as well?
Nah.
I'll keep
it for myself.
Have I got an exclusive there?
That's the first I've heard of that still.
What's that? The
DJ.
I'm starting to learn now.
Yeah, respect. Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Fair play.
Yeah, great. So what, you're going to start playing out on on an evening?
I might
big
do if my
club night?
when my career's finished. Maybe just hit me up in Ibiza or something.
We heard it here first. What about you guys when it comes to music? Do you listen to stuff to wind down? Like, how do you actually kind of but what is it that kind of gets you down and makes you into a nice sort of Zen space? How do you unwind, relax? And how important is it?
Mine's gospel. Gospel, yeah. I listen to a lot of gospel. That's pretty much all I listen to nowadays. On drives in or when I'm at home. So just peaceful, chilled music, to be fair.
Is that about faith as well then?
Yeah.
Tell us more. How important is that to you?
That's big. It's everything for me. It's why I'm in the position that I'm in. It's why I act the way I act. It governs the way that I am. So that's what I'm rooted in. And I'm grateful for it as well. And I know that without it, I'll say life for me would be a bit more chaotic in that sense. I feel like faith stills you and roots you, grounds you, and keeps you looking at things with the right perspective.
It's really interesting that you said that's the reason I act the way I act, because when I was coming in to talk to you guys, I was thinking about you all as a team and what you represent, and the sort of team that Gareth Southgate put together is young, brilliant men, and you multicultural, you kind of reflect the nation. But also sort of the football teams that I grew up with, the sort of players that represented England back in the 90s or whatever, it's a very different kind of attitude. It was a very different energy. It was almost like bad boys. It was about the girlfriends and going out. You now have, you're just such positive role models. Like, you're all real stand-up dudes. And I just wonder how much of that is because of who you are. Just, is that a culture within the team? Is it something you talk about? Is it, where has that come from? Sort of change in who you are? Or maybe it's just a generational thing.
Mark's got to answer that.
Go on, Mark.
We aren't just doing it just to be positive role models, but we're doing it for ourselves as well. We're doing it for our families. We're doing it for, every single person that is around us, rather than trying to act like a role model. That's who we are by our actions and trying to genuinely be. And I think it runs throughout the team. Like, when we meet up together, everyone's generally happy to be around each other. Everyone's generally happy to see the staff. And we want to play together and we want to have a joke and a laugh together. So, yeah, I think it's just a really positive environment to be around, and a blessing to be with these guys.
Yeah, it's bred a really nice culture. We need an antidote. Young men need positive role models, right?
I don't know for you guys, but I feel like for me, I can feel like a genuine obligation to be a certain type of person and to not just talk about living a certain type of life, but actually living that and being that person, because everyone's looking to you, everyone's looking up to you, and yeah, I feel like it's important. It is really important.
Was it in Spider-Man? With great power comes great responsibility. Who were your Spider-Man? Always get a Spider-Man quote in there. Who were your role models growing up?
I think mine was my dad. my dad growing up was my role model. He taught me everything I knew today and set me in good stead. So, yeah, I was delighted to be able to look up to him and take the lessons off him and learn.
Yeah. Dad's name?
Dougie.
Dougie.
Yeah.
I always say my dad as well, you know. Yeah. I feel like fathers probably have, I don't know if you even feel that or if you realize it, but as a dad, like, understanding that the way that you are is how your kid will be.
100%. Yeah.
And you're teaching them things that you might not even know you're teaching them. So I feel like that with my dad. When I look at my dad, I can see the way that I am is because of just how he is and the way that he acts and how he processes things and deals with situations. I'm just copying him and following him. And a lot of that is, yeah, I think understanding the importance of a father figure and having that in your life, I feel like that's major.
Go on, we've got to name check the dads here. What's your dad's name?
My dad's British name is Valentine. Yeah,
Valentine's beautiful.
it's a beautiful name, isn't it?
What a stunning name.
Yeah, he is. He's a stunning guy.
I must be incredibly proud of you, Ebs.
I hope so. I don't know if they are. I hope they are, but I feel like, I don't know, with African parents, it's not, you don't really have those types of conversations, but maybe just looking at their faces, you can sense that they're proud. So yeah, I do get that they're proud. I do feel it.
Don't worry, I'm Indian. I can
You get
hard
it.
relate.
You get it.
You're laughing, Mark.
Yeah, those. I'd find it funny. That conversation is so true.
Yeah, go on.
You don't have those conversations. The love that they show you is through their actions. They don't need to say anything. You just know they love you. You know they're proud of you, just by their actions and the sacrifices that they've made for you to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to now talk about home and some of the sort of tips and advice you can give us based on your own lives and how important home is to you and your personal space. And give us a little insight into how you relax. Dean, we know that your little lad is at home.
Yeah, I don't think it's a place, it's more of a feeling. Obviously, we came down here last year and sort of created a new life for ourselves. Obviously, me, the missus, and then I had the little one straight away and just sort of dived into that and sort of found a way. And the home life's fantastic, obviously, going home, seeing him and taking him out and just the feeling you get when you're at home, it gives you that chance just to relax and chill out and realise that that's what's important and be able to switch off from the work life as well.
And actually just picking up on what these guys were saying about fatherhood, like how do you feel? Do you feel the pressure like within yourself to be, I mean, of course you do, you're an incredible role model anyway, but with your own son who's only 2.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's so nice because he doesn't actually know what I do as well, which is nice. And it's just nice to be able to be myself.
How about you, Mark? You said your family's really important. You love being at home. That's when you're at your happiest. But what about when you just need space for yourself?
I think for me, it's very important. I'd say I urge everyone to, have a hobby or do something for themselves because I think it's really important. Have your family, have the people that you love. But for me, I'd say whether it's movies or, like I said, my music or reading, spending time on your own is very, very important and being content and happy in that space as well.
What are you reading?
At the moment, I am reading...
What kind of things do you like
The
to read?
Champion's Mind at the moment. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Just a little book to help me, say, recenter, refocus, try and improve myself in any different way that I can, on the pitch, off the pitch, but all to do with the mind and how powerful the mind is and how it can, help propel you into the direction that you want to go into.
You like the sound of that?
Sounds like a good book.
I'll give it to you after.
Please do.
Yeah, I'll send that to you.
Is it long?
It's not that long at all.
Yeah, give it to me.
How about you, Ebs? How do you make sure you've got space for yourself?
I've created like a little room in my house where I can just chill out, zone out, whether it's gaming, watching videos or whatever, reading sometimes. Just having your own space, I feel like that's important. And also feeling like, for me, being at peace is the most important thing. And I want to be able to go home and to not feel like I've got a million things in my mind or stressing or worried about a bunch of things. So when I go home, I say to my wife all the time, like, peace at home is the most important thing. So whatever it is, whatever you're going through outside, when you get home, allow that to be your space just to rest. So yeah, that's important.
How do you do that? How do you make sure that you leave it at the front door and you don't bring your stress into the home? Because we all do it. Like, we're all human, right?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, but I feel like being able to speak to people at the right times. So, for example, I may have a problem outside of my house, but when I get home, being able to speak to my wife and have a conversation about it, it's no longer a problem. I'm now processing it or dealing with it. And I don't mean that completely just like get home and turn everything off.
No,
but like, yeah, being able to deal with it in a productive way where your mind can settle. I don't know if it's just creative players, you guys can tell me, but like for me, if I've got anything else on my mind when I'm playing football, I can't do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I can't focus as much, I can't be as creative as I want to be.
Yeah, so you can be free to be at your optimum when you're on the pitch. You've obviously got a great relationship as well, so you can come home and just chat and kind of be able to offload.
Yeah. I think good relationships, that's another thing.
Yeah.
My wife being my best friend, so that's like someone that I can go through anything with. And I think that's also massively important, not being alone and not allowing yourself to deal with problems by yourself. Doesn't have to be your wife, it could be friends or whatever, but just having people that you can be open with and speak to and just deal with things. Everyone's going through stuff, so just being able to go through it together.
And can you talk about things as a team as well? You know, do you have that level of communication? I mean, you have to. Look, and Mark's like, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I think you're at training, you know, all together sometimes more than you're at home. Do you know what I mean? Or when you're away on a long tournament, sometimes like those become your brothers and the people that you're closest to. So I think it's really important that you are open enough to share those feelings with whoever. You know, and it brings you closer together and it ultimately helps you on the pitch as well.
Yeah. And again, it comes back to what I was saying earlier, I guess, about masculinity. And, you know, generations before you, men, I don't know, not through no fault of their own, there was just no space for men to be able to communicate or share their feelings. And again, I think you're setting a different standard now where it's really important to talk about mental health.
Yeah, I'd say so. I feel like times are sort of shifting and people become more aware and more understanding of the difficulties. So I think that's probably what's opened up the space, but there's still loads of room for improvement, loads more. Still a long way to go because a lot of people are dealing with stuff by themselves.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't know it because they've been taught to act in a certain type of way or to be a certain type of way. But yeah, definitely something that we're still on the journey of improving.
Yeah. And how do you go on, Mark?
I was going to ask you, what does home look like for you?
Oh, home look like for me?
Yeah.
Oh, like it's really important for me because like you guys, my job is out there and I love it. This is like the biggest privilege, right? To get to sit with people who are as incredible as you and be able to get you to tell me your story. And I love kind of hearing people's stories, but being at home and just having time to switch off to listen to a lot of music. I want to talk a bit about gadgets and appliances. Like, is there something that you could not live without?
Coffee machine.
Ah.
Coffee machine, yeah. I see myself as a bit of a barista, really. I'll be honest, yeah. And we have just got one in at the training ground as well. And I'm actually next week,
Barista.
funny enough, I'm actually doing barista course. Yeah, because I'm starting to get really into the shapes.
Of course.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah.
us
Seriously?
Yeah, I swear.
Like in terms of what? Learning about different coffee beans?
No. So like, do you know the milk actually pouring it?
Yeah.
So like my flat white's really good. Like I can do the heart and stuff.
What does that course look like?
I'm going to go in the coffee shop, the local coffee shop.
That's the course? Wait.
No.
Oh, we have to go to that course?
No, but I'd like to think I'm actually good enough to be able to do.
Can you like
barista.
pour like hearts and that?
Yeah, hearts, that's what I said. So hearts I've mastered. Fine.
Well,
But I want to go next level.
What about the leaf?
What
No,
happens
this is
after
what I mean. So this is what I've got to go for now.
Yeah.
So I'm
So you're going to
ready
go
to
into your
I'm ready
local
to
coffee
improve.
shop?
Yeah, I've already sorted out. Next week.
But what do you mean though? Are you going to be making coffee for other people?
No. When it closes, he's going to teach me.
Have you got portable coffee stuff that you take, an AeroPress or whatever, that you take around with you?
No, don't take it around with me. I've got it at home.
Just
So
got it.
every day I'll do coffee.
And you still manage to sleep 10 hours a night?
I'm starting to.
Yeah, but you
question
wouldn't have
that,
it after
man.
3.
I don't know, man. He said he's gaming as well.
I'll show you on my phone after 9.5 for the last month average.
9.5
Yeah, I'll
average.
show
I
you, bro.
can't get over that, man.
I'll show you. See, I thought that was normal. I'll be
If I
honest.
had 9.5 hours sleep every night,
No, you're a professional
Average.
sleep. That's like really, really
you
good.
guys won't believe
That's
what type
like
of guy you
top.
see.
Can you nap? I think that's all right, isn't it? 20 minutes is good.
What, power nap?
That's not what. What am I sleeping for 20 minutes for?
Power nap.
For what? After training? When I get home, what do I need a power for?
Fair enough. What about you? What about an app or a gadget or something that you can live without?
I would probably say sauna.
A sauna, very nice.
Yeah, I've become quite not addicted. I just use it a lot.
Are you a sauna and plunge kind of guy? Do you go in the cold, hot,
Definitely
cold?
addicted.
I try to. I'm addicted.
Yeah, you're addicted.
Is he addicted?
Oh my gosh.
Go on, come on, Mark, dish the dirt.
Nah, Ebs can be in the sauna for at least 3 to 4 hours.
What?
Nah, let's be honest. 3 to 4 hours is crazy.
Ebbs.
What I would do is I'll do
Ebbs.
an hour in the sauna.
Ebs. Let's be honest now, man.
3 to 4 hours is crazy.
3 hours.
Maybe like different stints, but like I feel like I've got so used to it since. No, it was. I'll be real. You can't even laugh as well. Since my Achilles injury.
Yeah.
What's your gadget, Mark?
I know the only thing I can't do without is my Bible, because I need my Bible.
Damn it!
It's not a gadget or anything, but I know my Bible. I just need my Bible. For me, it's obviously Ebs touched a little bit on the faith, but for me, it's a mirror. It's something that guides my way, guides my path. Helps me navigate life, helps me learn about myself, helps me learn about God. So something I definitely can't live without.
Interesting. Every night? Would you pick it up or do you take it
every day?
Every day.
Every day.
Go on, give us a little
Everywhere.
rundown on when you might pick it up and
In the morning, some point at training, definitely when I get back home, and then at night as well. So just throughout the day, it's never really like a set point or anything, just constantly.
How about you, Ebs?
Being real, that's the right answer to the question. If we're being honest. What can't you live without is that, because as we were saying before, that's like strict, that's guidance. That's how to live life properly, how to be and become the best version of yourself and to live a life worthy of being lived. That's how I see it. So, yeah, that's definitely the correct answer.
Whether you're streaming the big match on your phone, catching highlights on the move, or watching from the sofa with mates, football's always better with a strong connection. This podcast is powered by EE, lead partner of the England teams, bringing you the UK's fastest 5G and smart tech like EE Smart Wi-Fi, so you never miss a moment. You are listening to Bright Ideas with me, Anita Rani, brought to you by EE. My guests today are England players Dean Henderson, Eberechi Eze and Marc Guéhi. And I'm talking to them about where they find balance and happiness and connection in their life, and hopefully learn a few tips myself. I'm learning quite a lot, I have to say. Should we move on to work? Let's get into work. Pre-match rituals when you're about to play a game. Like, how do you get into the zone? Like, what do you do? Give us an idea of... If you have any little quirky things.
I want to hear Hendo.
Come on, Hendo.
Been many, and then they get squashed and then come back, and little superstitions and stuff like that. So I went for a stage of brushing my teeth. I know it sounds really strange, but like in the changing room, just to like feel normal. Do you know, if it was a big pressure game or something, just to get the reality of like just feeling normal and come away from the pressure side of it.
Did you learn that somewhere?
I did learn it,
Someone told you?
actually. Yeah, no, I learned it off another player.
Is it?
Yeah, and I tried it and worked for a good period of time, and then I squashed it off when we weren't getting results.
Awesome.
Yeah, superstition, yeah.
So it is.
Yeah. I can understand the toothbrushing thing. Takes your mind off you and feeling fresh,
Yeah, no.
But then it didn't seem to be...
That was just like bad run of results, and then I let it go and moved on.
Do you have something before you do like a podcast or like a
So I
show?
present Woman's Hour, which is on Radio 4 on a Thursday and a Friday. And it's an hour's live radio on Radio 4, which is, it's like quite hardcore. And on my way, I've got like a little 10-minute meditation that I listen to, just to switch off the world. Yeah. I listen
You
to
find
it.
it helps?
Well, I don't know if it helps, but it definitely makes me feel like something's helping. It makes me feel kind of, because it's quite like, you know, what you do, there's a lot of anxiety involved in stepping out and performing one way or another. So it's how do you kind of ground yourself so that you are ready. I also put on a lipstick before I go live.
Put on lipstick?
Yeah. I try that if you want. A red lipstick works for me.
Any specific?
Just bright red is usually good. What keeps you passionate about the game?
Hopefully I speak for all of us when I say this, but that improvement year on year, challenging yourself, seeing if you can get better, especially in football where I feel like a lot of people are looking for like the finished article straight away.
Yeah.
But it's like anything else, an art form. Like you get better if you're putting in the work, if you're really focused on what you're doing, and like you say, if you're passionate about it, it's an art form that you can improve and get better. And you can look back at the end of your career or at some point in your career and be like, oh, I'm not the same player that I was however many years ago, but I've definitely improved. And, you know, and that's because of the work that I've put in. That's because of the trust that people have had in me or the trust that I've had in other people.
You want to make sure you've maximised all the potential you've got.
Yeah. Do you have moments where you think back to little you and think, what might little you think of where you are now? Like 6-year-old you?
I do it all the time.
Do you? Go on.
Yeah.
It's because I mean, you're living the dream. So many boys and girls would love to be, you know, playing at this level, and you are actually doing it because you are that talented. And so what do you think about?
I feel like it's gratitude first, just like grateful and thankful to be where I am. Of course, we're ambitious, so you're still working and still trying to get somewhere. You don't really know where you're going, but you're trying to reach something. But I feel like balancing that with the gratitude of where you've come from, what you've seen, what you've had to go through to get to this position. I think that's what also makes it special as well, because you can look and see how far you've come.
Yeah.
I feel like that's holding those two in a balance is probably the tough thing, and you can probably get lost on either side. So that's for me anyways.
Yeah, I think exceeded expectations from that young kid, and obviously, as I say, grateful, like Ez says, and just delighted to be in this position and keep doing it day in, day out, and never take it for granted.
Oh. And how proud you must feel to be able to wear those kits as well, right, Mark?
Very, very proud. There's not many people that can say that they've played for England. That's all. To represent your country it's a difficult feeling to express and explain. I can say it's a great feeling, but it's one of those where, like, if you could bottle it up and like sell that, like you'd be the richest man ever. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely a special feeling.
Well, you kind of give us all a special feeling when we see you play. You know, we won't be able to know what that feels like, but we're getting a sense of it from watching you achieve.
For sure.
And that's very special. You've got lots of other things happening in your lives as well as football. So how do you keep yourselves organised? What do you use? Do you use any apps or tools to keep yourselves organised doing everything else?
So I've started using apps. So I don't know about you guys, but I realised that keeping stuff in my head and trying to like remember when I've got things going. I'm really bad with timings and dates and stuff like that anyway. So yeah, I realised that I just need an app, need someone just to put in everything that I'm doing. I don't know if it's like comforts, because in football, your whole timetable is looked after anyways.
Yeah.
So outside of football, I've got that as well. So now I just know what's going on at all times.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah.
You can't keep everything in your head. You've got so much going on. Dean, who helps you?
Got a calendar on my phone, and it's synced up, and I know when I'm going on holiday, what day, when the games are, everything, and what's going on around it. So I can follow that through that.
Yeah. How are you at keeping time?
Good at keeping time. Not so good at remembering dates or anything like that. Birthdays, stuff like that.
We're all getting old, man.
God,
Yeah,
you're
Is
not
that age
getting
thing?
old.
Huh?
Stop it.
Is that an age
We're
thing?
all you talking about you can't remember certain things, talking about can't remember certain things. Goodness me.
That's age
We're all
still.
Go on,
struggling.
Mark.
Or heading to.
But you've got so much going
We're
on
all
there.
struggling.
You got in the head a lot of times. This year still.
Oh, God.
That's not age.
To be fair, the good thing is with England or with your club, there's always people that set the planner out for you for the day, which is perfect. So you know where you've got to be at every single time of the day, which just make life easier for every single person. So, you know, having that set up is perfect.
Have you thought what it will be like after football?
Yeah, I've actually had conversations with ex-players.
Serious?
And like, they found it very tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously with football, you know where you're supposed to be at each and every moment of the day.
Yeah.
So once that's taken away from you, it's like...
What the routine and schedule.
What's the routine now? What am I going to be doing? You're just walking around the house, like...
Serious?
Exactly,
Like what?
not doing, trying to figure out what to do. Do you know what I mean? So
it's a big question. Have you thought about it? Life after football?
It's worrying, isn't it, really? Like just from that routine and schedule.
For me, that's probably the biggest thing.
How do you
I feel like
fit it
I would be able to enjoy myself after football and just in terms of general life, but like organization, ooh, that could be peak. Even in the summer, like when there's no schedule,
it's tough.
I feel sick.
What could you imagine yourselves doing? Like, what is, I mean, the next section is about learning, just the things that you're passionate about, that you're curious about. You've already learned to play chess at a very high level in 2 years. Like, what do you use to fuel your curiosity? Like, do you watch tutorials on YouTube? Do you listen to TED Talks? Do you read? I mean, we know you read. Like, what else do you do to keep yourselves on top of what you're interested in?
I'll probably say watching a lot of videos. I'll probably say YouTube is my biggest outlet of just curiosity, trying to understand whatever it is. Yeah, that's probably the biggest field for me.
And Mark, what about you? We know you're learning to DJ now.
Yes, I'd say
you like to read.
Biggest teachers or things that fuel my curiosity are my sisters probably. I was joking and laughing about us being old, but to them I'm super old. So, you know, talking to them about things that's going on in their schools and things that they're growing up with. Yeah, it's a completely different generation and age gap. So, you know, that fills my curiosity up a lot, to be honest.
You're not old, by the way. I'm just putting that out there.
I think Mark's old, actually.
All right, apart from Mark.
He's old. I think Mark is old still. He's an uncle. He knows that as well, man.
Uncle in attitudes, or
we call him Uncle Mark.
I am the youngest on this panel. Let me just.
He's the youngest on the panel, but we call him the oldest. So you need to understand. There's a reason for that.
I would say wise, maybe wisest.
Thank you. That's
there
beautiful.
You go.
That's beautiful.
He is very wise.
Old
He is
and
wise.
wise.
I said old for a reason.
All right, here we go. Before we get to the last bit, what is the best piece of advice you've been given that you'd pass on to anyone who wants to achieve their dream? It's a big one. Who wants to start?
Just listen to a book called As a Man Thinketh. I feel like that's up there one of the most important things, like being able to direct and control your thoughts and to think of, if you think in a certain type of way, that's how your life will be lived out, and that's what you experience. Being able to think of the things that you want and to think of the things that you want to achieve, that is how you directly affect the way that you act. So for me, I think that's the best advice I can give. Begin to be conscious of your thoughts and understand why you think what you think, and to direct them towards whatever goal it is that you have.
Very good. Dean?
I think obviously all the dreams start with manifesting, and then it's obviously the hard work, the journey you go on, and setbacks you've got to overcome, and just never give up and keep going.
Mark?
For me, don't be too hard on yourself. Constantly hearing that, I think for myself, I'd say a gift and a curse. I'd say for my journey, I'd say it's played a part in me being where I am today, being hard on myself, having those standards, but at the same time, you know, it's helped see the bigger picture and see reality, not taking things maybe too seriously, or because things are a lot better than maybe what you perceive. So, you know, I think not being too hard on yourself is really important.
Yeah, and also you've got to be kind to yourself.
Exactly.
You can't just constantly punish yourselves, can you? Even if you are at the top of your game, you've got to give yourself a bit of grace. Yeah.
What advice would you give?
I don't know. I think I'd agree with Mark. Like you go, I'm pretty hard on myself. And actually it's exhausting. Your inner dialogue is really important. And even if you do have the capacity to think big, you still need to allow yourself a bit of tenderness as well. I think compassion starts with being compassionate for yourself. Yeah. I'm on the journey.
Yeah,
I was just about to say then, I think like you've got to enjoy the journey. Because I think as well, that's the best bit. The grind getting there is the best bit for sure. And I think too many times you're looking for the next thing and the next thing. And I think if you can just enjoy the journey you're on, and makes it so much more worth it.
Mm.
This is good stuff. So we have something called the Bright List. And this is where we get everybody to leave a recommendation for everyone who's listening to this podcast. And it can be absolutely anything. It can be a film, it can be a book, it can be a bit of music, whatever it is, but we'll add it to the list. A nice TV series for us to indulge in. Like, what would you like to add to the list?
I'm going to put Mobland in there straight away.
Mobland.
Oh, I've started watching it.
Yeah.
Have you finished it?
Wait till you get up to date. It's unbelievable. I'll tell you what, it's on a cliffhanger, and I really need to see the next season. Series, sorry.
Mobland.
You're not watching it?
No.
Tom Hardy? Wow.
Yeah, it's Tom Hardy,
It's only
it's
just
Pierce
come out.
Brosnan.
Yeah.
So you're adding Mobland, Dean?
Yeah.
All right, TV series Mobland. How about you, Ebs?
As a Man Thinketh. Have you
No. I'm just
I think that's a top book to read or listen. If you can get it on YouTube or whatever. It's not even too long as well, so you'd enjoy it.
And Mark, your recommendation for the Bright List?
I think everyone's seen it, but most people have. Limitless.
I haven't watched Limitless.
The tablet.
The one with Bradley?
Oh,
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
good film.
Yeah. I want to say it's not about that pill specifically, but about how, you can be limitless if you just put your mind to things, and, you can achieve many things. So, yeah.
What's next for all of you guys?
Today,
Yeah, what happens now?
I'm going to go home and
Not have a power nap.
certainly not. What time do you power nap?
I don't phone it.
He doesn't need to. He's
Oh,
sleeping
me too.
10 hours a
Oh,
night.
I've 7 till 7 window, mate, and I make the most of it. Leave me alone.
Can I just say,
7 to 7 is crazy. The window.
Yeah, that's my window.
That is
Opportunity.
unbelievable.
I never regret going to bed early, but I regret going to bed late. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's
sound like a
lyrics.
And do you know what? My science teacher told me that once, and it stuck by me.
You'll never regret going to bed early.
But you'll always regret going to bed late.
You didn't miss anything at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. There's nothing there for you.
No, there's nothing there, but
Go to sleep.
that was my science teacher.
Go to sleep, man.
I have that same, but for the third margarita. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's like the regret. Doesn't stop me though. But anyway,
At the time,
that's
it's
why I'm
great,
not
though.
a footballer.
At the time, it's great.
At the time, it's a great
it's
idea.
great. That wave.
I have loved spending time with the three of you. I think you are truly impressive, and more power to all three of you. Thank you
very
so
much.
much
Thank
for
you
your
very
time.
much for having us.
Very enjoyable.
Thanks for having us.
So that's it for another episode of Bright Ideas with me, Anita Rani, brought to you by EE, lead partner of the England teams. Please join me next time for more conversation where I uncover the tips and tricks to live a brighter, better life. And if you want to hear more about EE's bright tech ideas to help make everyday life that little bit easier, then visit telegraph.co.uk/smartlife. There's lots of smart advice, from setting up parental controls to keep your kids safe online to making sure you never run out of data when you need it the most. Until next time.